I'm an artist with a dream to create art that not only tells stories but also captures the essence of the places and people I encounter. I've always believed that art should be an experience, something that brings together the physical and the emotional, and to bring that dream to life. So I've made a big decision. Instead of a van, I'm going to build a bus as my creative home on wheels. This gives me the space I need to collect, create, and share meaningful pieces inspired by my travels. This journey is about more than just art, it's about adventure, connection, and living life boldly. So join me as I take this leap and turn this bus into a mobile studio and art gallery. Alright, so let's talk about prices. Prices of buses can be significantly lower than the prices of vans. So I'm going to look up some prices and show you the difference between the two. This is a big factor for me as someone who is not going to be living in this. Investing too much money in it wouldn't be smart for me because I still pay rent. I still go to work here. I still have other things I like doing living in an apartment, and the bus is just complementary to what I want to do as an artist. You can find like a decent van, good year, good condition for upwards of like $20,000 to $30,000, which is extremely high. I'm not looking for that type of investment. I'm looking for something a lot lower, and with a bus in similar conditions can be $10,000 to $15,000, which is a lot more in my range. The reason price is important for me is because I'm not living in this thing. I'm still going to be paying rent. I'm still going to be, living the life that I live now. We're going to be talking about different factors of why I chose bus, but price is one of the first ones. And for me, I like to have like the best of all worlds. I can't have a cake and eat it too. So I gotta kind of give and take certain things, and that is one of them. Additionally, living at home, I really miss having my family's dog, and we would go on adventures while I'm painting outside. He would swim with me, he'd come paddleboarding with me, we'd go painting in the snow, we would just do all types of things, and I really miss having a companion like that who comes on these journeys with me. But because money is tight right now, especially moving countries, I really want to build a bus. I just have other things that are prioritized over having a pet. So I found a way to get what I want, somewhat, and I'm going to be just unboxing it for you. So I am now a pet owner of, yeah, that's right, a Tamagotchi. Now, if you remember having these things when you were like 10 years old, they're back, and you need to go get yourself one of them, especially if you're in a situation like me where you cannot afford a dog or a cat, or just don't have the time or commitment to be able to do these things because you are so busy traveling and building a bus. Maybe get yourself a Tamagotchi. And so I'm going to be unboxing this. I am so excited that I have one, and I can't believe they came out with them again. So but here it is. Oh my gosh, it is so cute, like so adorable. I know you can't see because I'm hiding behind my laptop, but look, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? And these are the connections, so I can eventually play games together, have kids, and we're gonna have a lot of fun on my journeys. So I'm going to hatch him or her and see what we get for now. And you know, in another video, maybe he or she will be grown up. We'll see. Okay, you're about to hear a sound you haven't heard since you were 12 years old. Are you ready? So, saving money, but you still want a pet, get yourself a Tamagotchi, because life will just feel more satisfying. So reason number 2 of wanting a bus versus a van is because of space. Now, if you see behind me, I have 2 big canvases from my Stay Salty collection, and to be able to have space to create indoors is very important to me. Unfortunately, you don't really get that with a van, especially with all the other requirements that I want. And I know I have an indoor space that I could utilize, because since I'm not living in this bus, it is so important for me to have space to do things, to lay things down, to be messy, most importantly, especially in small spaces. I lived in a 280 square foot apartment for a year and a half, and being able to create art and live in a space in something smaller than what I'm sitting in right now for that available space was extremely difficult. You're constantly moving things, so if it was any smaller than what I'm going to get, a short bus schoolie, it's going to be a struggle for me. Now imagine this. This is roughly one side of the bus, the amount of space I'll have. It won't be as long, but I'll definitely have space like this to have an easel. Like, look. There's space. There's a lot of space. You know, this is what I'm here for. This is what I want. Now, this actually gives you a big teaser into my bus layout. The one side of the bus, it's not gonna have too much on the one side, because I just want to keep it open to be able to create. Having a space to create is extremely important for me, because I like to hang my work up. This is an unfinished piece, and when I hang paintings up, it's to remind me to think about it. It's not that I'm not thinking about it otherwise, but it gives me an opportunity to look at it, to think of what I want to do next. For me, sometimes painting can be such a process. I started this painting 2 or 3 months ago, and I haven't touched it since. And it's not that I'm procrastinating, there's just something I want to do with it that I just don't know yet. And it requires me to hang it up, to think about it, to figure out how I want to portray the story, the elements in the work, because a lot of the elements in here are actually from the beach. There's sand in here, I want to put seashells in here. I also want to create like a vibrant experience. This painting was created when I went skydiving, and I also want to incorporate elements from my jump out of a plane into this work. So it requires a lot of reflecting and patience on my end to be able to do that, and having the space to be able to just hang this up on an easel or the wall is important to me. Now let's talk about this painting, and I'm gonna turn it around a little bit for you so we can talk about what's going on. Okay, I love this piece. Love it. And grab my laptop, and I have a couple ideas for this painting that are inspired by my skydiving jump. So let me just show you this photo. Okay, so here, let me just get closer. All right, so here is the view from the plane just before I jumped out of it. And here is me painting at the beach. So little did I know, I was already painting the clouds that I was jumping through. which you can see here. You see these clouds? They just have a lot more color because I like to paint things like we saw as children. And a lot of things when you experience as kids are a lot more vibrant and bigger when you're a child. So that's just kind of my process when I paint my work, is I just see everything brighter, more colorful. I make it to the things that I want to see and what I dream of. And so I started painting these clouds before I jumped out of the plane, and then I jumped out of it and I went over the footage and the photos, and I was like, oh my God, I am painting the clouds I literally jumped through, and I had no idea. The next thing is the view from the plane. So here you can see, this is the view I jumped out of, and my face was literally like the whole time because this view is absolutely incredible, and I was just in awe the whole time. Like, it was just so amazing. I remember the tandem jumper behind me, he was like, make sure you look at the camera, and I was just like, I completely ignored him because I was like, I can't miss a second of this view. This view is to die for. Like, it's beautiful. So I'm going to give a little bit of a spoiler alert. It's gonna be really cool and I'm excited. So this picture here, you see the little chunk of land here that is shaped like a heart, and then it kind of goes out. I want to use molding paste and put it, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna put it somewhere here with molding paste. Now for the color, I don't know yet, but it's going to represent the little pieces of land of my view jumping from the sky with the clouds that I jumped through in the sky. So I think that is really cool. And it also has sand from the beach. So it's literally going to incorporate everything about my trip and my experience so far in this collection. The third reason, which is an indoor shopping experience, like a studio shopping experience. Just imagine that I park up somewhere, maybe high tourist, who knows, and you know, there's a sign that says open studio shopping, and people who are visiting the area or whatnot, and I'm painting those things in the area, are more than welcome to come into my space and check it out. Not only is it like a little shop, but it's also cool to see someone's space, their creative enjoyments, their creative process in their work. I think adds a very personal touch to their work, and it kind of makes the whole experience like a lot more fun. When you go into gift shops and you see items, it kind of takes away that experience and story behind the items. For us, we create a story for those items as we purchase those things. Like, I like to buy stickers for my scrapbook journal, and I make a story with the stickers. However, if you want to buy a cute homemade art piece that has a story to it that you can relate to, I think adds a lot more value to the experience, to people's experience, my experience, and the bus experience. Having space to be able to do that is what I want. Of course, you could choose whatever you want. I think if you have hobbies, and you should have hobbies, because hobbies is a great outlet for, you know, anything you want to do in life. You're stressed, go paint. You're happy, go paint. You want adventure, go paint. That's just how I see it. Painting is incorporated into like every aspect of my life. It is part of who I am, whereas it used to just be something I would do, and now it's like a whole identity for me, and I am so thankful for it. So it deserves to have a Short Bus Schoolie studio. bus just isn't about a space to create. It's also my ticket to adventures. It is a more convenient way to travel and paint all at the same time. And the biggest source of inspiration for all my work is nature, and it just makes a lot of sense to be able to have something that allows me to create at a more convenient way and money-saving way as well, and also create experiences for others to enjoy with me. And I'm very excited to be doing this.
Nope, not yet. I love it.
Incorporating my experiences into my work is extremely important to me. I love having a story behind all these pieces and creating, content, the piece itself, telling stories to people about my experiences tied to my work is like so important. So important. I can't say it enough. And that's why having a traveling bus studio is my dream. Like, why wouldn't I do that? This is an opportunity to just make it easier for me to incorporate these experiences, have more experiences. It is going to save me money in travel expenses when doing this stuff. It is extremely difficult, like I said in my previous video, to be lugging all of my work in and out of hotels, into a car, onto the beach. It's a lot. And I do a lot of these things alone, and I enjoy doing them alone. So having a bus just makes sense. And if you can relate to me and want to be able to create outside and create stories with your work, and maybe like bus life, van life is like your dream in a way, but not essentially living in it full time, this is a great idea for you too. And definitely consider what your needs are when designing a layout for a bus, or whether you want a bus or a van or whatever the case may be, and just go ahead from there. And I hope this video helps you with that.